A tree-killing bacteria is wiping out the state's famous orange groves. 90% orange.
I'm Fred Gemitter. I'm a citrus breeder and geneticist. I work at the University of Florida Citrus Research and Education Center in Lake Alfred, Florida.
In the heart of citrus country, with what scientists are doing to stop the disease.
Agriculture, and I think all humanity as a result, faces some real serious challenges going forward. But there are some new technologies, such as genome editing, using CRISPR, for example, that allow us to attack some very specific targets, some very specific traits that are going to be important for the sustainable production of food into the future. Citrus greening is, for the citrus industry, the worst possible nightmare imaginable. It's a devastating disease. In Florida, for example, our production in the last 12 to 15 years has decreased by 75 to 80%. This disease is caused by a bacteria that lives within the plant, not on the plant. So there's not any way to spray any chemical to kill the bacteria. It's in the plant. It's moved by an insect that flies and feeds on the plant. So it spreads fairly rapidly. When a tree becomes infected, you begin to see some changes in the leaves. As the disease progresses, the tree declines. You see dieback. It produces fruit that are misshapen, that never become very delicious. They don't develop the normal color, the normal flavor. Everything has changed. And eventually, the trees decline to the point where they're just not productive anymore. And it's spreading throughout the world. It's moved throughout South America, throughout Central America. It's been in Asia, in China, and India for more than 100 years. If we don't do something to solve the citrus greening problem, the decline in production is going to continue. Already, many family farms in Florida have gone out of business. There are some packing houses for the fresh fruit industry that have been owned by families for 3 or 4 generations that have closed. But that way of life has supported 60, 70, 80,000 jobs in the state of Florida. So it's not just a handful of people who are suffering, but all the many people who work in businesses associated with this industry will be losing their jobs. We're on the cusp of seeing incredible breakthroughs using CRISPR genome editing methods to cure debilitating diseases in humans and animals. And we have the potential to do the same thing and more with plants. Basically, what we're doing in this case is going into the DNA code, the sequence of the plants, and making very minor changes to the letters of the words in the DNA code. So the idea here is that these are changes that are not drastic. It's simply working with the plant's own genome and making a small change. We're doing what it could normally do. Given enough time, citrus trees would develop resistance. They would evolve resistance to citrus greening. It might take hundreds of thousands of years. But if we can identify the gene that would make that difference, where that mutation could naturally occur, and do it now, we've accomplished something very important.